I want to first and foremost appreciate the organizers of this event. I think it's something that is good. This is the first time I will be attending anything like this. And I had to go online to check what this is all about. All right? And I saw that the organization itself had really been doing well. I saw that they've been everywhere in quite a number of countries in Africa, particularly Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and some other ones. And I think it's a good thing to have an organization that is, focused on encouraging the young ones. And then coming here, I have learned to, you cannot overlearn, so I cannot say I've overlearned, but I have learned a lot. The only thing that paid me is that I did not listen to, I think maybe the first person, but all the ones I've listened to, they have been quite educative. Now, is my slide somewhere ready? I'm probably going to be a bit academic. It's supposed to be a keynote address. And you're supposed to have heard it from the beginning of the program. But I think hearing it now is still okay because it's going to make it faster, because most of the things that I would have, maybe that I wanted to lay emphasis on had already been addressed. So let's go. Now, I've been asked to talk on role of education in driving innovation and development. The role of education in driving innovation and development. The next slide is talking about we have already talked about this. Let's go on. Well, all protocols duly observed. We don't have time. The next slide, please. The next slide. Okay, now that's the theme. Harnessing innovation, building Africa's future. And you all agree with me that Africa is a continent that has lots of potentials. We have young people, we have natural resources, and we are vibrant people, particularly Nigerians. If you go to other countries, some people too, they fear Nigerians because we have the gra-gra. But unfortunately, most of those potentials are untapped. Most of these potentials that we do have are untapped. So in order to, tap into this potential, we must begin to ignite the spark of innovation. I know that a lot of people have talked about innovation, and it's not just about gadgets. Thank God for people that have spoken earlier. Somebody said innovation is when you're trying to do something that has been done in 1952 or 1923, and you're bringing up in 2024, and people still want to accept it. You must be doing something different. And another set of people said sometimes back, and I'm sure we have all heard it, that it's only a crazy person that will be doing something the same way and expects a different result. So to be innovative is not just about coming up with one big gadget. It's about finding ways of doing the same thing but making it look new to people. And Africa, we have a lot. Innovation can be services. Your service can be the innovation you're bringing to the table. Now let's go on. So through innovation, we can address most of the issues or most of the challenges we have in Africa. No, the next slide, please. Now, the good news that I want to say today is that all of us, the power of innovation is right inside of us. It's just for us to realize it. It's just for us to come to the understanding of it. And I want to believe that with what you have heard so far, you will agree with yourself. Don't agree with me. You will agree with yourself that the power to be who you want to be is right inside of you. The power to innovate is right inside of you. It's just for you to now sit back and tap into that potential and bring it to light. So that's that. Let's go on. Now, like I said earlier, I'm supposed to talk on role of education in driving innovation and development. The next slide, please. Now, education is the spark that ignites innovation. It's a driving force behind progress and development. Somebody had mentioned it here. A lot of young people will say education is a scam. And I tell people, for you to be able to say that education is a scam, it means you have some level of education to start with. If you are not educated, you cannot even understand the concept that education is a scam. So whether you like it or not, education, for me, even if you like, say it's a scam. When you leave FUNAB, you will know whether it's a scam or it's not a scam. And like I said, a lot of people have also mentioned some things. Somebody said here that what keeps you going while in school is not motivation most times. It's just self-discipline. It's just that you don't want to disappoint your parents. You don't want to disappoint yourself. Because the truth is, the kind of education, when you talk of education, most of us think of reading books. Education is way beyond that. And that is just, if I'm not able to pass anything across, that is probably one thing I would like to pass across today. The education is not just about reading big books. If you see education like that, then it will probably be a scam to you. Because in 100 level, you will do all the biology courses, all the physics, all the chemistry, you will do you'll be looking for X, find X, every exam, they want you to look for X. And then when you graduate, you get a job. Nobody's asking you to look for X. You want to start your business. You don't need to you don't even need X inside your business. But when you see education, that coming to school is just to acquire the knowledge that is supposed to expand your mind, that is supposed to expand your life, then you will know that education is just something that needs to spark that light, that fire of innovation that is right inside of you. It's just like when you want to strike a match. If you put the box of matches down, it's not going to spark itself. You need to bring it out, rub it against the carton, and then you have the fire coming up. It's the same thing. It's the education that you get that will spark the fire, ignite the fire of innovation that is inside of you. Let's go on. Now, people see education as a way of transmitting knowledge from one generation to the next. It's like a relay race. In some departments, in some courses today, I was telling somebody that this country itself, we're supposed to be upgrading our curriculum. Some curriculum are not relevant to this generation at all. And unfortunately, if you have lecturers that are not maybe up to date, some lecturers will use the notes. I'm a lecturer. But that's just the truth, right? Some lecturers will use the notes that their lecturers used when they were in school. And they will keep it. And they will still be using it. Some students, they don't even bother. They will just go and collect the notes. I give students materials. But when they say, "Mama, we have collected your last year notes," I say, "You're just wasting your time. I'm not going to give you the same material." Because between now and next year, a lot of things will have happened. And so you need to know what is going on. And try to at least try to put something new for the students. So when you hear education, go to the next slide. When you hear education, what comes to your mind is big book, cramming of notes, memorizing things. But education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. Education is just to train your mind to think. Education is to expand your critical thinking ability. Education is not just about memorizing notes, cramming notes. As some lecturers don't even bother, just cram all their notes and give it. And when you have to go through school like that, you're not motivated. You're not. A lot of things are not motivating us these days. Especially when you even look at the professors that are teaching you, and you look at the cars they are using, they are not motivated. Tell the truth. All liars will go to hell. Tell the truth. Are you motivated? No. Even the young lecturers that are in the system now, They are not motivated. Half of them have japa. Because they look at it and say, you people that are here, what are you doing here? How are you doing it? So education is way more than that. It's not just learning about facts. But like he said when I came in, that knowledge that you're learning, you need it. That the X, the Y that you're always looking for is just to build your ability to think critically. There are some interviews you will attend. They will not ask you to look for X. They will give you logic. You should be able to think. The answer is neither here nor there. It's how you are able to convince them. Like my sister said, that some people can sell water to the well. There are some exams that if you can prove that 2 plus 2 is 5, and you have facts and figures to support it, you probably pass. So that is the main essence of education. All these things you are learning that look as if they're not relevant, it's just to expand your mind. It's just to build your mind. It's just to widen your mind. It's just to make sure that you can adapt to things. Like I was somewhere last Saturday at Ibadan, Oyo State Paysetter Transportation Service. They were having a program for women or something like that. And one of the things I said there is, we were also talking about education, but educating girl child. Like while everybody's shouting education is a scam, thank God that she's here and she's a fashion designer. I use that example. That if an illiterate is a fashion designer and a graduate is a fashion designer, the difference is too clear. The illiterate can know how to sew, but the courage, the confidence that you build while in school is not going to be there. As an educated fashion designer, you can walk into anywhere. You can walk into a shop, maybe when you are just starting. You can walk into a banking hall and you will tell them, please, I sew clothes. You can market yourself. It's not about speaking English now. It's just the confidence that you acquired through education. Right? Are you getting me? Because sometimes some people say, how do people that went to school say? Maybe they are still coming back to come and learn from people that are illiterate. Yes, they will come and learn. But they are going after learning from that person, they're going to leave that person there. An illiterate will not even have the mind to tell you that you want to sew a gown for 40,000. How? Their mind is not so enlarged to be able to say, I want to. They will just be wondering, who will sew it? But a person that is schooled, a person that is learned, can tell you it is 100,000. Leave it or take it. And people that will take it will take it. Let's go on. The next slide, please. Are we sleeping or we're together? Okay. Now imagine a world without engineers designing the next generation of robots. Doctors pioneering new medical treatments. Entrepreneurs tackling global challenges with groundbreaking solutions. Try to imagine a world without education. I'm sure your generation cannot even imagine it. I was telling my students sometimes, I think 2000 or something, or 1999, when mobile phone came out. When I got home, I told my parents, I came home and I was telling my dad that, if you see the new phone that just came out, say, because that time we were used to this land phone, right? My grandpa used to have the land phone. And I used to have one uncle that was in Benin or something, not even abroad, Benin there, safe. And anytime he wants to call, he will call to tell him that I want to call in the evening. And then my grandpa would have to give somebody money, transport, go to Ibadan, go and tell Yemisi that Shegun wants to call in the evening. So Yemisi will travel to the place, give another person transportation, go to Ondo, go and tell somebody that, because other people do not have the phone. All of them will have to come to the house and they will cook. All of us will be waiting for the glorious call in the evening. And once the phone ring like this, it's my grandpa that will first carry it. Hello, how are you? Yemisi is here, we'll give it to Yemisi. Shegun is here, we'll give it. If God help you, the phone stop, the line cuts. That's the end of the call. All of you travel back to your house. But I'm sure your generation cannot imagine it. And when this phone came, I told my daddy, I said, if you see that phone, that when somebody ring like this, you will be seeing the person's name on the phone. And my daddy said, you will see somebody's name on it. I said, yes. He said, how will the person know who is calling? I said, I don't know, but I saw somebody that was using it and somebody's name was coming out. But your generation cannot even think about it. So try to think about it. All these innovations, all these developments, they are a result of education. You cannot get all this innovation without education. Let's go, please. Let's go. What then is education? Next slide. Please be up. Education is the process of acquiring knowledge, skills, values, and habits. The next slide. And it can be formal or informal. The next slide. Yes. Wait. Go back. Go back to the previous. Yes. Education, like I've been saying, is something that can empower you to reach full potential. And not just individual. It can also help the economy, the nation, or wherever to grow socially and economically. A well-educated population is better equipped to solve problems, develop innovative solutions, and contribute to a thriving society. The next slide. Now, I want us to look at this. What I put here is education can be understood in two main ways. The first one is traditional view, and the second one in modern view. The traditional view is what we have all been looking at, what we have all been thinking about. That is transmission of knowledge. But today, I want you to begin to see education as not just transmission of knowledge, but also acquisition of skills. Somebody asked a question earlier and said, should we still pursue education or we should go into tech? The tech itself is education. Should we still pursue education or we should go and learn a skill? Education is not just about books. Education that will bring innovation has to do with acquisition of skills. Let's go on. Now, these are some of the skills that you need for innovation. And these skills, you can only get them through education. Critical thinking and problem solving, creativity and adaptability. Those in fashion, those in bake. In the past, we just bake and cover it. All this crafting, all those things, they are a result of an educated mind. Collaboration and communication, of course, digital literacy, which you are all familiar with. Let's go on. The next slide, please. Now, what is innovation? Okay, go on. We have talked extensively. People have talked about this. Go to the next slide, please. People have talked about what innovation is. Go on. I said it's the process of creating something new and valuable or improving on an existing thing, which we have also discussed at length. Let's go on. There's something I want. Every day, people are thinking of ways to do things. We are the one eating pounded yam. China is the one developing pounding yam machine. We are the one that doesn't always have lights. They are the one that are helping us to develop rechargeable fan, rechargeable lights, generator, and all those things. So if we just take our education and just say, oh, I'm educated, I'm looking for white collar, is it blue collar job or something? We need to be innovative. And I think the challenge lies with the kind of education that we get here. Now let's go on. Now the last one is development creates space for education. Yes, next. Next slide, please. Yeah, go on. I want to quickly say this. That's the cycle continues. Yes, next. Now, very quickly, I must say this. I will run over this. The challenges and opportunities in building a strong education system that can foster innovation. There are challenges, but there are also opportunities that we need to see and tap into it. Yes, let's quickly run over the challenges. The next slide. Now, the challenges is one, limited resources. Most African nations, their budget is usually rationed. And it's not because we do not have the money, but the priority is so whack. It's so upside down. And so, in terms of education, the budget for education, it's so almost not existing. And he said something now when he was talking. He said, quite a number of us here, we say government is not doing anything. Government is not doing anything. How much are you paying? If you like, give me like 100. How much are you paying our school fees? When you finish in Funab, you will go to the UK for your masters. How much do you pay? The master students here are complaining, they have increased school fees. So what? Maybe 180 per year for the whole year. Undergraduates, until when I was DSA, school fees was 23,000, 18,000, and then they moved it to 25,000. I think now it's almost 100,000. But it's from that 100,000, those that are in the hostel, of course they cannot talk now. In the past, if they take light, ma'am, they will start calling excuse me, we don't have light in the hostel. From the 100,000 that you are paid for 1 year. Let's not go there. Traditional teaching methods, which I have also mentioned. A lot of us, let me put myself, a lot of us, we want to stick to the traditional way of teaching. There are some people that also want to break out from that tradition. But there are policies in place sometimes that stifle your creativity. They say, this one, NUC does not say you should do it like that. But you have some radical ones that they don't care what NUC is saying. This curriculum is out of, in fact, it should have gone into extinction. So you just put their curriculum there, but you still teach what you want to teach. Now, teachers training. A lot of people are in education, they are teaching now, not because they want to teach, especially this generation. Nobody wants to teach. The passion is not there. And those that even have the passion, the system is frustrating them. Like as an academic staff, they're supposed to write papers to get promoted. And if you want to write high impact journal, some will tell you that 1 page is $90. And then, so how many pages will that journal be? If that journal is 5 pages, how much is that? And only 1 paper cannot promote you. You want to go for conferences, government is not interested, but they will still use it to promote you. Let's go on. Then industry disconnects. What we teach in school is so different from what is happening outside. And that's why when many of us graduate, we'll be wondering, why were they even stressing us in that school? All the things they taught us in school has no relevance to what is happening in the world. That as long as that gap is there, that kind of education will not bring innovation. Now, these are the opportunities. Integration of technology, which we are already doing. Teacher training and development. There are some MasterCard, WHO, World Bank Fund that are, putting that money to train teachers at whatever level. We have TED Fund. You can get 20 million, maybe to go and do your PhD somewhere, or 30 million, There are pockets of agencies now that are, putting money to train teachers. And then, of course, the public-private partnership. Now, let's go on to the last slide. Next. I just gave an example of some of this. Then, back. A call to action. I'll read this. Back, please. Now, the power of education to ignite innovation and propel progress is undeniable. That is what we have just said. So I just want to encourage us. I just want to, in summary, to say, once again, like I said in the beginning, that the power to innovate is in you. The spark is in you. The light is already in you. You just need a little bit of education to do what? To bring the light, the fire to light. And like he said, motivation most times is external. But I know that sometimes you can also have a little bit of internal motivation, self-motivation, which unfortunately a lot of people don't have. So you need to develop that. Self-motivate yourself. And at least just graduate. After that, the world is at your feet. Thank you very much.